And welcome again, dear friends, now to another edition of Fresh Bread. This is Reverend Phil Anderson here, pastor of Oakland United Methodist Church in Kansas Avenue United Methodist Church in the capital city of Topeka, Kansas. And it's so good to have you with us. I'm playing catch up a little bit, so you're going to be hearing this probably after the date for which it was designed. I am actually out walking right now, so if you hear some wind, that's what it is. And again, we will be playing catch up. This broadcast will be for Monday, February 13th, 2023, since I missed that one. Did not get it done. I thought I would get it done last evening, and it didn't happen. So here I am now. I'm doing this broadcast about a day delay, but we are going to have all 6 episodes this week, God willing. And we thank Tom Landigan for getting these on for us. So if you're hearing the Fresh Bread for, let's say, Tuesday, February 14th or Wednesday, February 15th, we'd like to invite you to go back and hear what we have in store for you on the 13th and 14th. So Monday and Tuesday, you can play catch up as well. And these are only about 5 minutes each, so you don't have to stay on them too long. And so as I'm out walking here today, I just wanted to share a few thoughts, just like we would if we were out doing our prayer walking. You know, back a few weeks ago, several of us got together outside Kansas Avenue United Methodist Church, cold January Sunday afternoon, and we did a short prayer walk in our neighborhood. And it was really interesting. I mean, a lot of times we'll walk around in the neighborhood, but to really do it specifically to do prayer walking where we are praying for these houses, we go by, we might see something outside the house that would give us an indication maybe of something going on inside with somebody with that residence. We don't know whether it would be an evidence of children in the house or maybe somebody with a physical issue. And we can just say, hey, Lord, bless that house, bless the people in it. You know, if there's someone there who's struggling physically, Lord, bless that person, or bless this family raising their children, helping to bring them up in a godly way. And so prayer walking is just so much fun because you're not just out walking, but you're really thinking about these people whose houses you go at. Like right now, I'm walking through a neighborhood and I see a couple here with some dogs, and you know, you oftentimes see people out walking dogs if you're in a neighborhood like mine. And I remember a while back, Ralph Colley and I were walking and passing out some flyers over at Oakland United Methodist Church in that neighborhood. And of course, Ralph and Linda have a little dog named Tiny. And although Ralph didn't have Tiny with him that day, Ralph was able to strike up a conversation with a young man who was walking a pretty good sized dog. And so there's all kinds of ways to meet people. And I'll tell you, one way is to get to know their pets. And you don't read a lot about that. In fact, I don't think I've ever read anything about it. But I know people love to talk about their dogs. I remember a couple years or so ago now, I was in Oakland again, and besides there being an awful lot of motorcycles in Oakland, there's a lot of dogs over there if you ever walked. And this gentleman had a couple of American Bullies. They're really cool dogs, and I started talking to him and told him about my son, and at that time it was his girlfriend, now his fiance, and they have one very similar. And anyway, it was just a fun way to connect with people, especially if you can just ask them questions and find out about their dogs, and then if you share a little about yours, that's fine too. But the real goal is to engage the other person, to really listen to them. So why am I mentioning all that? Well, just because I want us to start looking for ways every day, all of us, on how we can connect with people. It's so easy to walk around like we're in some type of a bubble. You know, they have these games, and I've seen them where people get in these huge, clear, plastic, like bubbles, and they'll run and then they'll fall down in them. And there's kind of an interesting thing to watch. Some of them can stand up and they can run in these bubbles. But so many of us, that's what we do in our lives. And we're just out running in our bubbles, and we're never really touching anyone. We're not connecting with anybody because we're protecting ourselves and we're in these bubbles. And I believe God says, hey, now's the time to get out of the bubble. We're out of COVID. That's been 3 years almost. Let's get out of the bubble, and let's start really reaching out to people who obviously have a lot of needs and things that the churches can really help them with. So I pray that's what we'll do. We'll talk about that again tomorrow. So come back for more Fresh Bread. Until then, God bless you. Have a great day.